Hello everyone, this is your weather on Fly Outlook and discussion for Wednesday, May 14, 2025. Update concerning convective outlook days 1 to 3. For today, there is a slight risk of severe thunderstorms over much of Nebraska, the eastern Dakotas, far northwest Iowa and far southwest Minnesota. A broad mid-level jet will eject into the central plains on Wednesday with a deepening surface low moving north through the central plains and into the northern plains. Farther east, a mid-level shortwave trough will advance east from the southern Appalachians to the western Atlantic by the end of the period. Low-level moisture is in place across the plains this morning with upper 50s and low 60s dew points in Kansas and mid-60s across Oklahoma. However, this moisture is very shallow, therefore, expect this moisture to advect northward through the day given the strengthening southerly flow associated with the deepening cyclone. However, dew points across Nebraska and into the Dakotas will likely remain in the upper 50s to low 60s given the upstream moisture quality. Nonetheless, this will be sufficient for instability around 2,000 to 3,000 joules per kilogram near the Nebraska-Kansas border with weaker instability farther north. Expect storm development in the vicinity of the surface low Wednesday afternoon where surface convergence will be maximized. Storms may quickly develop along the frontal zone from north-central Nebraska and into the Dakotas. These storms will pose a threat for large hail and damaging wind gusts. Farther south, additional development is possible along the dry line and triple point across southwest Nebraska. These storms may have the best potential to be discrete longer and should be supercellular given 30 to 35 knots of shear in the region. This will also be the region with the greatest hail potential given the strong instability, moderate shear, and steep lapse rates. Low-level shear will increase after this evening as the low-level jet strengthens. However, by this time, expect inhibition to increase substantially across the central plains with storm mode becoming more linear across northern Nebraska and into eastern South Dakota, which should limit the overall tornado threat. Weak to moderate instability will develop from the southern Appalachians to the Carolinas. Large hail and perhaps isolated damaging wind gusts should be the primary hazards. For Thursday, there is an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms across parts of the upper Mississippi River Valley and the western Great Lakes. The upper-level trough currently over the Intermountain West and Northern Rockies is forecast to eject into the upper Mississippi River Valley over the next 48 hours. As this occurs, a Pacific cold front will rapidly push east into the Mississippi Valley and Midwest as an intense surface cyclone begins to occlude over the eastern Dakotas and western Minnesota. Scattered thunderstorms are expected to develop along the front by early afternoon with increasing coverage across the upper Mississippi Valley through early evening. Increasingly sparse, but severe, thunderstorms are anticipated along the front across the Midwest into the lower Ohio Valley and Ozarks-Texarkana regions through the evening and overnight hours. For Friday, there is a slight risk of severe thunderstorms from the Ozark Plateau into the Ohio River Valley. A residual cold front associated with an occluding surface low over the upper Mississippi Valley is expected to stall across the Ozark Plateau into the lower Ohio Valley region by Friday morning. This boundary is expected to lift northward through the day as an effective warm front amid a persistent southerly low-level flow regime. Aloft, a low-amplitude perturbation is expected to emanate out of the central plains into the mid-Mississippi Valley. Westerly mid-level flow associated with this wave will help mix a diffuse surface trough and dry line across the eastern plains through the late afternoon. Thunderstorm development is expected along the lifting warm front and possibly off the trough and dry line by late afternoon as lift associated with the mid-level wave impinges on the warm sector. Be sure to share, like and subscribe for the latest Storm Prediction Center outlooks.